Hello, everyone, and welcome to Questionable Lock, where we give you free and current sports bets from a rather questionable group of avid sports goers. I'm Taylor Stahl,
I'm Carson Marsh.
I'm Sebastian Natashi.
and we are here to talk about March Madness, Elite Eight. Boys, I don't even know where to start with this one. How do you guys feel about what's going on?
All I got to say is back the pack. That's all I got to say. Back the pack. I mean, Oregon State lost today, but USC has looked absolutely electric in the past two games, blowing out Oregon and Kansas. Got Zaga tomorrow. The Alabama, literally give us Bama. But in this case, give us Zaga. So
Literally.
What do you think is going to happen in that game, CJ? Unbiased opinion. Unbiased.
Spreads +9, I think, at -120. I actually think it's close. I think it's close.
I couldn't agree more.
That's what I got to say. I think it's close.
I think even if USC plays their best game, if Gonzaga plays to their full ability,
That's the thing is Gonzaga has not
good.
played. So Gonzaga,
Edie needs to play extremely well, like extremely well. No matter how good the Mobley brothers play, he needs to go off because
not even the Mobley brothers. Let's talk about Isaiah White.
Again,
exactly.
Yeah, he had a crazy game. Crazy game. Good for him. But
He's killing it. It's not even one game. They've all just been on fire recently. I forget about we're not going to talk about that. But those three have just been on fire, absolutely. And I think if those three are just on their best game, it'll be a close game.
Yeah, Isaiah White literally coming out of nowhere. He has 40 points in his last two games. Combined 40 points, I think, or more in his past two games. But, I mean, just getting that production and having – literally Isaiah has been playing so well. Isaiah Mobley, and then we have Evan Mobley, obviously, in the paint every possession. I mean, if you have that, then I don't think Gonzaga – well, I'm not going to say they're not going to know how to deal with it.
They are extremely, extremely good. USC will have to play amazing.
Yeah, they will have to make no mistakes.
We've seen people do it for half the game, for 3/4 of the game, but Gonzaga is so talented. They play so well together. They handled Creighton. They've handled everyone they played. I hope it's close. I think I might hit the spread to the +9 USC just to cheer for this game. But
I think I'm going to have to agree on that one because the one thing that USC has been that it's been so consistent is how many mistakes they make. They make so many little mistakes. Even in that last game, they had 15 turnovers, and it was
yeah, that's true.
Thank God that they won somehow because you can't have that against Gonzaga. You can't.
Yeah.
They won't last a minute if they make as many mistakes. It was you watch and it was every single possession they would make a mistake, and it was just and somehow they got away with it, which was because they still ended up playing a great game, but they would go 6 minutes without scoring, and it was you can't do that against teams like this.
We've seen that a lot in the tournament from a lot of different teams. These just these college teams kind of struggling to score. Mm-hmm. But what are you thinking in terms of over under? I'm kind of leaning towards the over. I think both teams are going to, Gonzaga's going to score their points, and if it's going to be a close game, USC is going to have to get their buckets as well. So I think it's 153 right now.
154.
Which is a lot, but
it's a lot.
Anywhere around if we're thinking it's close, I think USC has to score at least 70. If Gonzaga plays well, at least 70. So
I'm not touching the over/under. I think 154 is incredibly high, especially for the best 2 percentage point defense, I think, in history. And then Gonzaga apparently is the highest 2-point percentage scoring offense in history. So I think it'll be interesting to see both teams going at it, especially a team.
Yeah.
I mean, Oregon got absolutely locked up. I mean, Duarte – Duarte. 21 points or something, but still, they're getting their looks from 3 was not the same as their game against Iowa. They dominated Iowa, time of possession, literally in 3-point shooting, and they were literally non-existent against. I think I just said literally twice in a row. I'm taking USC +9. I'm staying away from the over/under. I honestly would lead under, but I don't know if that would handicap my bet against +9 for USC.
Carson, we also forgot to mention your boy Andrew Peterson. Those 4.
I've been going off.
Yeah,
I get a little worried when the ball gets in his hands. But I will say that this tournament, he has proven me wrong a lot. I thought The first half of last game, I was just trying to see the ball in Evan Mobley's hands the entire time.
Yeah, the entire time.
Because he doesn't touch it like a crazy amount as much as
he doesn't.
Big name player.
He
For
really
the best team on the court, he needs to have it the whole time.
He's going to be locked in. He's going to have to be ready to pass out the double, which he can. They're going to throw a lot of different looks at him.
It's going to be
a 2-3 zone. We'll see if Gonzaga eats it up, though. They got guys that can go to the high post, guys that can shoot it from the outside. But
so, would you take the points with Gonzaga?
I think honestly, I want it to be a close game, and I think USC can keep it close. But these other teams that they've played just are not Gonzaga. Like every time, I watch
not
them,
even close.
Every time I watch them, I try to look for this. Like they're not going to go undefeated, but they are so good. And Jalen Suggs is extremely good. It's someone that they haven't had in the past a lot. That 5-star one and done type of talent at the guard position, especially. And I think he's going to have a really big night. I hope USC keeps it close, and it should be a good game. Anytime Gonzaga gets out there and the way USC is playing, they can hang with anyone. So, plus,
I will say this: has Gonzaga ever won a championship? I do not think they have. And the thing is, 3 teams in the last 40 years who have been undefeated have reached the Final Four, or the Elite Eight, I should say. So I'm just saying, while Gonzaga is really good, it's 9 points for a team with the second overall pick on their team, and a team that has actually looked.
Suggs is right behind him, though.
Okay.
Top 5, top 4.
Fair, but they're undefeated, so I'll say that. I mean,
they do have to lose at some point, I guess.
Well, I don't know if that's the best way to look.
It would do me really
My point is just they haven't played a team like USC yet. That's fair.
They earlier in the season definitely, but not now. Creighton is
not a tournament.
Creighton is a team of shooters, so they handled them. So
USC.
If I lost, it'd be great for my bracket because I have Baylor winning, and it would destroy everyone else that's in front of me. So that would be really good. But
USC in the regular season is not reminiscent of this team now. Look at Oregon State, UCLA. I guess Boulder. I mean, they lost Florida State.
Oregon even.
The Pac-12 teams have been absolutely on fire. So hopefully that translates back over into football. But, moving on to the next game, we have UCLA playing. That would be insane if USC and UCLA could meet. But they play Michigan, a team that I think a lot of people, including myself, are writing off in the brackets against Florida State. I had Florida State in my Final Four. I think the line is +7. What do you guys think about that game?
I think we were talking about mistakes, how USC can't make them. Alabama from the free throw line. Come on.
Unreal. They need Nick Saban.
Unacceptable, honestly. I definitely had some bets on Alabama that didn't hit because of those free throws. And, the whole game really just letting UCLA back in. But, we've seen they just do not quit. They find a way to stay in it. In that game they went down early in the first half, then we ended up being up 13 at halftime. So it's hard to bet against any of these hot teams right now. This +8 for Oregon State, +7 for UCLA, +9 for USC. Pac-12 is just, I don't know. What are you thinking?
I think it's tough. I hate UCLA. I do like back in the pack. I think back in the pack is a great honor.
It's good karma too.
At this point in the season, I'd rather UCLA lose. And I also think that this Michigan team is honestly something to be inspired by, especially after losing your best player and the way they've been playing. The thing is, too, is that Florida State game was close, but they manhandled them in the second half.
I agree. They
looked so good, and so many people wrote them off. So I'm actually going to root for Michigan on this. I'm going to take – it's tough. It is tough taking 7 points.
I think UCLA, like we said, Alabama missed those free throws, made a bunch of mistakes. Michigan, even without Isaiah Livers, has, honestly making those mistakes less. They've been doing so well. They're not going to turn the ball over a lot. They'll hit their free throws, and I think, like you said with the points, if they're doing that, UCLA just might not have the talent. But who knows?
That's all I have to say in this entire tournament right now is who knows. I have no idea what's going to happen in any of these games. I don't think anybody does anymore. I think everyone's kind of open for a good game because we don't know who's going to win.
I think Michigan will win the game, though. I think the money line is definitely safe
See, but I thought Alabama was going to win the game as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
So it's like
that's true.
That being said, Alabama is not Michigan. Michigan was the #1 team for like multiple weeks earlier in the season. I mean, Alabama was great too, but I mean, Michigan is not going to miss the free throws that Alabama should have made. I mean, they were 2 free throws away from winning that game. So
yeah,
I mean, minus the overtime, their last little "Do you believe in March" little buzzer beater was pretty great.
Yeah.
I had the spread. So I'm like, it's destined. We're getting it in overtime. Like, let's go.
And then they ended up losing by what, 7 points?
Yeah, reverse spread.
Yeah, they got destroyed. So I don't think the momentum switched that much, but these Pac-12 teams are playing with momentum, and that's why I like USC. I mean, I think Michigan money line though is a pretty safe bet. So
we even saw today Oregon State down 17.5. Ties the game at the end. They had their chances. So.
A miracle cover in the last.
I had the
the last couple seconds. A miracle cover. So
that was our questionable lock. If y'all saw it on Twitter and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Follow those. That's free money.
Minus 105 too.
Free money.
So
I had the under as well. Just barely hit at 128. It was 129.5. So thank goodness.
So ideally, guys, who would be in your Final Four, or let's just say championship game? I guess at this point, who do you expect to be there? Sad, what colors do you rep?
Who do I expect, or my ideal Final Four?
Well, UCSB is already out, so I don't. How about let's?
What a tough game that was.
Who do you think is going to be in that?
I think Baylor is going to close out things against Arkansas right now. Houston already in the Final Four on the other side. I think that's going to be a really good game. I think Michigan's just too good of a team. I think UCLA might finally meet their match, kind of the way Oregon State did today. And UCLA also hasn't played anyone as good as Michigan, same way Oregon State hasn't played anyone as good as Houston. And then I think, I hate to do it, but I do think Gonzaga will win the game. Even if USC does cover, there's no way I can pick against the Zags. They're so good. But fight on a little bit, I'll cheer for them. But it's going to be tough to beat them. They're so good at every spot.
Yeah. I mean, if I could pick, it would be Gonzaga and USC in the championship.
That would be a great game. Yeah.
So however, we're having that a little sooner than expected. So I don't know, Carson, what would be your final two?
Well, so my bracket has Gonzaga and Houston. I have Houston taking it.
Nice. That's nice.
Just on a little flyer for Houston. Their rebounding today looked actually insane against against Oregon State. But I don't know. It's funny. I have travel plans to go on the championship game, and ever since I made those plans, USC is winning. They keep winning. Yeah. So just because I think I have those travel plans, I think USC is going to beat Gonzaga, and I think they're going to the championship. So the gods can laugh in my face, the basketball gods, and say, "You stupid fuck, you should not be traveling on the fucking championship game." So I think it's going to be USC Houston. I'm going to say USC wins the championship in spite of my travel plans. And that's what I'm gonna go. Plus like 1,800 right now, or plus 1,500. So
I was like 2,200 before last game too.
It is literally the opposite of free money. But
if they beat Gonzaga,
then we can talk.
But then they'd have to beat Baylor probably. And Baylor, I mean, did you guys watch? I don't know if you guys watched the first half, but oh my goodness.
Yeah, they look. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. At this point, I'm not even kidding. I really think it could be anybody's ball game at this point.
Yeah.
Besides, maybe
besides Gonzaga, I think it's Gonzaga and Baylor's ball game. But if I was you guys, I would fully believe in my team, 100%. Yeah. No doubt about it. But it's not,
it's really tough not to. But
that could be the Gauchos versus USC right now. It very well could have. Make that layup.
Exactly.
One layup, simple layups.
But this is March, and I mean, we're getting closer to it. So more videos to come for the Final Four next week. Hopefully USC will be in there. Hopefully my travel plans will be botched, and I'll be staying here at the demise of someone else's travel plans as well. But make sure to check out the site, the Instagram, all the above. As always, I'm Carson Marsh.
I'm Taylor Stahl.
I'm Sebastian Natashi.
And we will see you guys hopefully in a couple days. Hopefully with some USC gear on.
Hopefully with these up.
And some canceled travel plans.
And some canceled travel plans.
Okay.
Indianapolis.
Okay. Bye.